What is up, everyone? I hope you're doing well. Today we are checking out the Cornerstone music gear NERO Fuzz. Now, based on the title, I'm sure you've figured it out. It's a fuzz pedal, but in my humble opinion, it's way more unique than just another fuzz pedal. It's more versatile for sure. It starts out as a single gain stage fuzz that goes into a Gladio SC circuit at a fixed gain stage. So if you're not familiar with the Gladio SC, that's a pedal that I demoed. It's a preamp / overdrive pedal. It does everything from like Stevie Ray Vaughan glassy cleans all the way to like Robin Ford's smooth overdrive sounds in one box. This has that circuit at a fixed gain stage, which once again makes the pedal really versatile. So you can go from anything from pretty much straight up overdrive all the way to full-on fuzz with some cool distortion tones in the middle. And we'll certainly get into all of that in the demo. So what's on top of the box? You've got a volume control and a gain control. You've got this comp control that's part of the Gladio SC circuit. We'll get into that in the demo. It's very, very useful. And then you have a tone control. It's obvious what that does. We'll listen to it in the demo. You have two mini potentiometers on the bottom that are called voice controls, but really what they are is bias controls that you can actually choose between. They're the same exact controls, but you can dial them differently and then foot switch between the two. All of this stuff incorporated really gives you quite a bit of versatility. We'll check those out in the demo. You have your bypass switch on the left, and then the voice switch on the right is what allows you to toggle between the two voice settings. On the side of the pedal, you have an input jack. That's for if, like, say this thing's on a pedal board in a loop and you want to be able to switch back and forth between those voice settings, you can do it remotely. So that's really well thought out. So yeah, without further yammering on, let's check out the Cornerstone music gear NERO Fuzz. All right, let's get to it. Here's just the guitar into the amp. And here is the NERO Fuzz. Okay, so this thing is really versatile. To me, it's more than just like a fuzz pedal. It certainly does the fuzz thing really well, and I focused a little bit more on that in that actual performance. But when I first turned it on the way I had it dialed, it sounded much more like an overdrive to me. And then there's all these different feels in the way that this comp control works, along with the voice or bias control. There's quite a bit going on there that in my humble opinion, is beyond just a simple, fuzz circuit. So let's get into, let's do the gain first. I'm going to put the tone about there, and we'll get into this comp control in just a second, but let's just look at the gain. So with the gain all the way off, that sounds more like an overdrive to me. So if I just wanted to hit the amp harder, I could turn the volume up. Cool interaction there. Now as I start rolling the gain up, it's more saturated for sure. It's getting closer to what I would consider like fuzz territory. Actually more kind of distortion right now, and then it kind of goes into fuzz. So that's all the way up now. And very typical of like a fuzz circuit, it's going to roll, you're going to get more lows as you totally crank the gain, but we don't have the tone all the way up, so I can compensate there. And even with the gain all the way up, you can still back off the volume on the guitar and get that really glassy, kind of classic fuzz face kind of thing. So quite a bit of range there, from really overdrive to what I would consider distortion, all the way to full-on fuzz. Let's listen to the tone control. I'm going to put the fuzz or gain at about noon, and let's listen to what the tone control is doing. Off. Halfway up. All the way up. Now, one thing to keep in mind, I can get it a little bit brighter just by backing the gain off a little bit. It's not a massive, like, noticeable difference in gain difference or saturation, but it'll get a little brighter. So it's very kind of interactive, but that's the tone control. That will change a bit depending on where we have this comp setting. And without overcomplicating it, you know what I mean. I'm just going to let you hear it. When it's all the way to the left or counterclockwise, it's going to be the most open. And then as you go the other way, it's going to get a little bit tighter and a little bit more focused. So let's check that out. So that's all the way to the left. It feels very open, a little bit less controlled. Here's about noon. A little more more controlled, feels just a bit more compressed. And then I'll turn it all the way up. Now there's a little bit of a volume drop there, but if you want that type, it's a more focused, especially for soloing, it's great. You can just turn the volume up a little bit. And one thing I will point out is I really enjoyed just having the guitar not quite all the way open. Even on higher gain sounds, it just sounds really cool, just very versatile just from the guitar. But okay, I'm digressing. That's what this comp control is doing. We know what the volume is doing. The last thing I want to look at is the bias control. Essentially to the right, it's going to sound tighter. To the left, it's going to go from looser to really just kind of spitty. So where it's set right now is actually where I like to keep it. But once again, that's to each his own. That's, in my opinion, about right there is kind of the magic spot for me. If I roll it all the way to the left, so I get really spitty and gatey. If I want that to be more apparent, then you roll the volume off on the guitar. As you roll it up clockwise, it's going to start sounding, tighter. Well, I shouldn't say tighter, but less spitty. Still a little bit gated. Keep going over. That's more kind of overdrivey now. My favorite spot right there. All the way up. It gets smoother, and once again, I think kind of morphs back into more what I would consider like overdrive territory. So that's what that is doing. I really like having a bias control on a fuzz pedal. It just gives you, once again, even more versatility. The last thing I'll point out is that you can switch between two separate voice or bias settings. So I'm going to leave this one alone. I'll turn this one the other way, maybe more clockwise, and see what we get. So that is the Cornerstone Music NERO Fuzz. If you've got any other questions about it, definitely go to the Cornerstone website and check things out. And as always, I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next one.